Hi there. This conversation goes along with the Chapter 10, Chapter 11, and Chapter 12 review slides that you can find at the end of your Unit 4 notes. So forgive my lack of technological achievement here. I'm just going to make an audio recording and you are following along with those slides, please. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going through each of those slides and I'm going to give you some pretty serious hints about how you're going to see that content on the multiple choice portion of your Unit 4 exam. So Chapter 10, American Political Culture. Political culture is how we collectively feel the US government ought to behave. Some key elements of our political culture are individualism and free enterprise and political equality and economic opportunity, rule of law. Those are some of our fundamental cultural traits here in the United States. Also from this slide, I would note that family is the #1 agent of political socialization. I told you that is on basically every single AP test, and so it makes sense that it's on our Unit 4 exam. Family is the #1 way we get our political beliefs. That might not be true of you specifically, but it's true of most people in general, and so that's why it's the right answer. I think that's what I wanted to say from the Chapter 10 slide. So go ahead and click on over to the Chapter 11 slide on public opinion. There are some questions about polling on your multiple choice exam. Fairly worded question, random sample. A random sample means that everyone in the polling population should have an equal opportunity of being selected. We also talked about how technology has made polling easier because of online databases and just the creation of spreadsheets makes polling easier. But in some ways, tech has made polling more difficult, like caller ID, the lack of landlines, people just not answering their phones, that complicates things. So you should note that. There's also a question on Thursday about exit polls, being asked questions when you leave the polling place about who you voted for, maybe some demographic questions. I would brush up on your definition of exit polls. All right, let me do a quick skim of my list here. Oh, good thing I did. I forgot to mention sampling error. Sampling error is the difference in results when two different random samples have been taken. So you find one random sample, poll that population, then you find another random sample, poll that population. The difference in results is known as sampling error. All right, moving on to Chapter 12. There's quite a few questions about how ideology applies to actual concepts. So what does it mean to be liberal, conservative, libertarian, or populist? And what does that mean in practice? How does a liberal feel about the death penalty? How does a conservative feel about taxes? There are a couple of questions that will require your ability to apply what you know about ideology. Apply it to different concepts and apply it to the Republican and Democratic Party. Also from this chapter, you need to know about fiscal policy, which is largely controlled by Congress, taxes and spending. You need to know about monetary policy, which is largely controlled by the Federal Reserve, manipulating the amount of money in circulation, and interest rates. Checking my list here. All right, I feel good about that. Okay, so is that every single thing you're going to see? No. Is that me having gone through the multiple choice exam, writing every question on a piece of paper, and then applying it to these lists? Yes. So please feel free to ask in class or come to office hours any questions that you have, and hopefully you feel well prepared for the multiple choice.